What's up, everyone? Today we're going to be speaking with Boneless, bone breaking flexor from New York. And we're going to hear his story, how he got into the dance, how did he get into bone breaks, and just things around that topic. So I'm excited to have Boneless join us today and yeah, hear his story. So let's get into it. Let me send this invite. Comments, feel free, you could write it in the chat. So, hey, I appreciate that, Da Vinci. I appreciate that, man. So yeah, again, this is a crazy bone breaker. If you don't know Boneless, like, man, you've been missing out because you just, in my opinion, like one of the craziest bone breakers ever. Flexibility, coming up with positions that I've never seen other people be doing. So every time I see him post on Instagram, it's like, oh damn, I'm excited. I always appreciated him sharing whenever he did. So let's see. All right. Damn, I should have got some water. Oh well. Actually, I might got some water real quick. Yeah, you starting out with stretching. You,
Hey, when
look,
in need, when there's a need, there's a must.
yes, sir. Oh man. Well, anyway, everyone that's tuning in, we're gonna be talking with Boneless today, and just
Hey
to,
guys.
we got Boneless joining in today. And just a little context, I've been seeing, man, Boneless, I've been seeing your stuff for years, and I always would appreciate when you were posting when you do. It wasn't like a lot, but when you did, it was always something crazy. And like again, in my opinion, like the one of the craziest bone breakers out there, creating positions that I've never seen before, and I just always be tripping out when you would create, when you're always posting. So when I saw that you're gonna be having a class, you're gonna be teaching online, I was like, well, this is a great time to just do an interview, share your stuff, and let people know like what you're about. And so I appreciate you taking your time today, Boneless.
No problem. Thank you for
Yeah, man.
watching. And
Yeah,
I'm actually a fan of your art as well. So
I appreciate
let's
that.
like be clear. Like I'm a fan of your art, and you know the arts really well. So we're both art brothers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But let's get into it, because for everyone here watching or watching in the future, um, how did you get into dance? Where did that journey begin?
So how do anybody get into dance? You feel the passion, you see the inspiration, and then you aspire. So my journey is basically, before YouTube is what it was. Well, to rephrase that, YouTube wasn't the same like how it is now. So, it wasn't a lot of content, but the content that you did get, it was very priceless. So basically, you could like, my inspirations came from dancers like dancers in Battle Fest,
Mm,
Loud. That's the content that was there like back in the day. So like you had the big time names like Bones,
mm,
and mostly Bones because he felt like I was flexible. So
mm,
you go to what connects to you or you know feels more comfortable,
mhm,
niche or genre. So Bones, and then I dig deep, and then as you start digging, you get to know like you get to learn yourself. Well, you aspire first, and then you get to learn yourself,
mhm,
and then it gets down to training, and after training you meet people. It's all like near like path of like finding yourself. So it's like, all right, boom, let's train. You meet people, and they share the same passion. So what it was is, meeting people was my journey. I
Mm,
met a lot of people, a lot of creative people,
mm.
and I'll shout them out, but they no longer dance anymore.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you say in the beginning you would watch it was like certain YouTube clips. You said Bones, like the bat, like Loud, um, and then you naturally already were flexible.
I wouldn't say that, you
Mm,
know, because, naturally, we're human naturally. So, of course, everything takes training. So that's why I offer the class of learn bone breaking. So that's if you're interested.
hmm
But interested, it can be taught because I wasn't naturally flexible. I was more like always athletic. So, that came with stretching. You had to stretch. Then
mm,
over time, you build mobility, you build strength and endurance. So that's why, that's how, I mean, and you grow. So basically, you grow from stretching small to the hypermobility thing. So
right.
I'm at right now, hypermobility. Excuse me. Somebody try to call me.
Okay. Okay. So Nat, you're
Wait,
saying,
wait.
uh-huh.
James. Your name is James, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna call you Jay. I bet Jay. So how did you get into dancing yourself?
Me? Man, that's a whole story. We don't got 20 minutes for that, but I mean,
All right, just like a little.
just a little bit. Okay, a little bit. I'll say the beginning. So I'm originally from New York, Queens, but I moved to Pennsylvania when I was in fifth grade. And in Pennsylvania, Allentown, Lehigh Valley, there was nothing really going on. There wasn't really much happening there until I made a video actually recently where a Dominic Boyd, he opened up a studio and he brought hip hop to the valley. And I have a younger brother, and he would start taking hip hop classes. So I would drop him off there, but I wasn't interested in dance. I wasn't, you know.
No
I mean,
way.
dance is in my family. Like I'm Puerto Rican, so like the parties and dance was always around, but I wasn't like into like dance. Like I don't want to. I'm not interested in training or studying or styles. So I have a younger brother. He took classes. He started getting good. I was like, okay, like a little competitive. So I was like, okay, like I see he's getting good. Like I wonder if I could like get into that. At the same time, America's Best Dance Crew showed up. I think this is like 2009, I think, around 2007, 2009. And as a family, me, my brother, mother, we would watch ABDC and the Jabberwockies. They were the ones I was like, whoa, like who are these guys that are like these characters and they're moving and dancing? And once I saw that and my brother, then I just went on YouTube and I started looking up everything, and that's how I found about every all this stuff, all this popping stuff. What was Jabberwockies doing? Oh, they're doing like this miming thing, and I'm looking up like people in Japan doing stuff. Then I found there's this thing called popping, and people in LA.
Oh, you
What is
did research.
I just was you, and
You,
then like oh
you
this
know what we call it, the rabbit hole. You
the
went.
rabbit hole. It was.
YouTube was our rabbit hole. So
It,
like you dig into that rabbit hole.
Yeah, just the rabbit hole, and then like I found, Battle Fest, and I'm like, what is this thing? And there's this thing called flexing, and what is like I just was down the rabbit hole looking up all this different stuff. And yeah, there from there just, kept going. So
Dance is universal. So no matter the style or it's universal. We understand that no matter the style,
right.
it's still training. You either training strength, well, dance is strength. So we want to see your strengths.
Right, right. No, I hear you. I hear you. But yeah, that was a little bit about like my journey when I began. But back to what you were saying about you were, on YouTube and you're finding people and then you're training. How did you get the name Boneless? Like, was that given to you or did you come up with that?
Well, you know, hey, I was like, and this is me being truthful. I'm also vulnerable at this point now. That's a sensitive question.
Hmm.
So, bonus was given to me by a teammate because bone breaking. We had to figure out a name. I would have probably went with like Flash or like Superman.
Ah, okay.
It just made sense. So like it was given to me by a teammate, and also my uh inspiration was Bones. So I
Hmm.
wanted to be almost almost. I wanted to be a flexor.
Hmm.
Well, it's deep.
It gets like complicated a
It gets
bit.
yeah, it gets complicated because that's a whole story. Exactly, we don't got 20 minutes for that. But
Okay.
so yeah, so boneless and boneless, put two and two together. Flexing, next generation. It just made sense.
Okay. Got you. And are you, because I've seen videos like of you and Ghost. Was Ghost like another person that you were hanging around like during your journey and
Oh, I met Ghost back in like 2015 when I was in high school. At that around that time, he was actually my teacher. Yeah. So yeah, I always see Ghost is one of my first professional teachers. So shout out to Ghost.
hmm,
He
okay.
taught me the art of mutation and broke up. So shout out to Ghost for that because you still researching online and you don't know the depth of movement until you meet the person that does the movement and can explain the movement. So
Right.
it's like I always salute him for that. We
Okay.
I'll probably chop it up with him.
Right. Okay. Okay. I saw we have someone said boss E41 or L. Who taught you? They want to know. Who was was there a person that taught or kind of
But
guided you
anyway,
maybe?
comments was flying in like that. I don't ever see that coming. Who taught me? Like I said, like it's the rabbit hole. You emulate what you see,
Hmm.
and then you create from what you know,
Hmm.
and then it's almost like you're teaching yourself. Um, and then you have your mentors. They show you different things, how to do such and such. But the biggest thing is originality and then your aesthetics. So like you should
Hmm.
always strive to for originality. So that was I'm still an advocate for originality to this day. So like you,
Hmm.
you can have your teachers, but who are you? Who you want to be, or who you're meant to be? Stuff.
Right. And how did you find who you are? Like what like because when I see you bone break, it's to me it stands out. It doesn't look like anyone else, and I don't know if you could share a little bit about how did you become so unique in your own style, and or maybe what do you kind of in your mind like what's going on when you're creating?
All right, so you have bone breakers, so you have your competition. So your competition, you have competition all around the world. So you see what they do, how they do it, and how could you be different? That's the next question that comes to mind. All
Hmm.
right, so you do what they do, but you do it a little different. You maybe push yourself harder.
Hmm.
You should always push your heart. As an athlete, you want to be the best athlete. So always push yourself harder, and you gain originality because you might outdo the next person and people know you for outdoing the next person. Well, not primarily know you for outdoing the next person, but you just stand out more from the person that was doing it before you.
Right.
And salute is always like salute to the past generation. You know, at the end of the day, we have to be inspired to dance. So like,
Right.
if it wasn't for that person pushing me, I wouldn't be able to push the other person. So, we're helping each other out as we go. Maybe somebody that's watching now
Right.
that want to take the class. Nah, I'm joking. I'm joking. But if you want to take the class, what? Besides that, your question was, how did I get my originality? Yeah, you train, and when you train, you see results, and then you enhance your results, and you keep improving, improving, improving.
Hmm.
And like I said, originality. You always want to be original.
Okay. Okay. Another someone asked how long it took to get both shoulders out.
Hmm. Everybody's different, so for me personally, I started at a young age, so like let's say 10 years old. Like
Mm.
10 years old, you don't think about you just move, you just stretching. So like at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, it's stretching. Some people, everybody's unique in their own way. So some people it might take a month, it might take 3 months, but you always like it's always a finish point. So you got one shoulder, you do the same work you did with this shoulder on the next shoulder. Simple as that.
Mm.
It might take longer than usual. That's on you if you want to put that work in.
Mm.
But there's pros and cons to it. You might hurt yourself because
Right.
everybody's different.
Right.
But if you do take the class, I keep advocating the class, but
Yeah.
if you do
Yeah.
take the class, there's certain ways. Because honestly, primarily, like the most dominant hand, you're gonna do the most dominant stuff with it. Exactly. Um, your left hand or your right hand may not react to certain things as much as you know
Right.
either hand would, but what I would say is take your time. It's all patience. It's always patience. It's always taking your time.
Mm.
Unfortunately, but time is our greatest teacher.
Right. Right. So, do you feel that and like anyone can learn how to do like a top X, anyone can learn to push it even further? Do you feel you believe
Any,
that
it's the
any?
human body. This is the human experience. So
Mm.
anybody, it depends how you train. Like anybody could do it. Maybe if you're like disabled, even if you're disabled, if you train it as simple as that, you may
Mm.
not have one arm, but you could probably. This move is considered X because it's it's on one side. You just don't have the other arm. I'm trying to make it make sense, but
Yeah.
I can do it. Trust. But nowadays the niche of like working out and strength training,
Mm.
it's the same thing. You could probably, all right. For example, let's say you could do this all day, and it takes time. Like this is similar to doing a push up. Simple as that. This
Mm.
is, but the difference is your endurance.
Mm. Okay. How do you feel like as you since you started at 10 years old, like since now, do you stretched always? You've always stretched.
Yeah, that was just like something that I'm learning right now. Like it's very important. So like, be you just have to stretch at the end of the day. Like
Mm.
you're active, you have to stretch. First thing we do in the morning, we stretch. We've been sleeping all night,
Mm. Mhm.
and before you perform whatever activity you do, like you may be a runner, basketball player, soccer, you have to stretch.
Mhm.
When I was in school and I was on a basketball team, or like I was just in the gymnasium, you the first thing is we have to stretch. I never understood it. I'm like, let's get back to let's just go
Right.
straight, like
Right. Right. Right.
stretch. So
Mm.
like they was really big on stretching. So I became very flexible just off of that one take, like stretching. It's very important.
Okay. Got you. Got you. And you might I think you may have mentioned this. I know you talked about, Bones was a inspiration and just looking at what the past was doing and just trying to push it further. Why bone breaking? What is it about bone breaking that you feel you gravitated toward or it pulled to you? What was it?
You know, when you all right, so we grow up doing things like stretching, something like stretching, and then you see older folks or just I would say older folks doing stretching the same way you stretched in school or just as a younger.
Yeah.
Even with contortions, people putting the foot over their head and stuff like that. Like
Right.
you uh, gravitate towards that if you do it. So that's something I just did. Like and I was always a skinny dude, so it
Mm,
wasn't that hard to like, and not that body mass matters because you could be big and still do it, but
right.
um, yeah, you do it, you gravitate. Let's just all right. For example, mm, you could say riding a bike,
Mm-hmm.
and then you see somebody that has a motorcycle. You say,
Mm.
I
Okay.
have that too. I just have this material. I want to graduate towards that. Because
Okay.
it's a skill or a level to it.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
you
Okay.
you always want to build on that.
Okay. So if I'm hearing correctly, you already had it, but you saw other people and you're like, okay, like, huh, like I can,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's one of those like it's all inspiration at the end of the day. When it comes down to it, we're here to inspire. So
Hmm.
shout out to Bones for that. Biggest. I'll tell him to this day. I'll always see him in Midtown, maybe just around the city.
Nice.
My inspiration. I
Wow.
appreciate it. You know, and all the other dancers too. I shout out to all the other dancers as well.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
That flex India, Africa,
Mm. What
Asian.
I was gonna ask, what do you like bone breaking when you started to how it is now? Is there any differences or anything you notice?
Well, it's still the same material. We recycle the same materials. The only thing that I see people do different is um, they may put their leg over their head while doing it. So
Right, like the contortion, the leg contortion now,
yeah,
right?
so like that's like shout out to Boneless for that because he was one of the first people that I seen like on AGT that was bone breaking. And then like out of nowhere, I seen him put his leg over his head. I was like, oh, you
Mm,
know. So like that's like actually the next level, as a contortionist, like you
okay,
the uh the lower body flexibility.
okay, oh, right, right, okay. Yeah, I think of it's like a handful of people I'll think of like that have done that, like like Crow,
And you have Crow, shout out to Crow.
right, Flash. I think his name's Flash. There was a guy named Flash that I think you battled him actually, and he would put the leg. Is that I don't know.
I can't look back in the past that far. Maybe
Okay, okay. Um. Another question I like to ask is, do you have a signature or what is there a move that you I don't know, so one of your own favorite signatures that you have? Is there well
I wouldn't say a favorite, but like so it goes back to originality. So like, what makes you you, like, and what makes you stand out? I
mm,
always know that everybody always put their hand together when they bone break. I said maybe I don't have to put my hands together one day, so I just did it. I started training with no hands and doing
no hands? How do you train with no hands? Like don't you need them to be able to
interlock. No, not necessarily, because the stretch is always going to be a stretch. You don't have to hold hands for it to be stretched. I mean, you can, but like
Right.
you know, when you put your hand on the wall like this,
Right.
do you need your other hand?
No, you're using the wall, right.
Exactly. So without using the wall, this is still a stretch, and then you just enhance it.
Okay.
And with the two up,
Damn, so you just got already into like the double just from you're just moving it into the position. That's crazy.
yeah, and you could do it to the cross arm, even the X, like just throwing your arms into X. You don't even need to hold hands to enter. You don't need to interlock hands to get into the X. Exactly.
Hmm. Okay. Wow. A couple
This,
people. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the signature would be no arms, and that's what Boneless stands for. No arms,
Okay.
interlock to bone break.
Can you share like or show an example of no arms? I know you just did it, but could you share another one? Just one more, and then I won't ask for another one. Everyone got to go to the class if you want to see more.
Exactly. The class. Take the class. All right. So,
Because what I want people to see right now, like what you're gonna learn. With all these bonus, if you don't know who he is, check this out.
oh, thank you, Jay.
Hmm.
You have your beginner, boom, shoulder out, shoulder in, shoulder out, shoulder in. And then you have your intermediate, which would be like, you know, the cross arm on top. And then you have your advance, which is your X.
Yeah.
The no bone, the boneless bone break, which is my signature, would be something like this.
Wow. Wow. That's wow.
I didn't interlock, but it was a little space that I gave myself to move certain ways. I'll do it again. Just a little space.
That is crazy, man. It's just I gotta. It's just I just want to say like mad respect for the dedication you've put into your art, into your craft. Because again, that's someone said you cheating.
Hey, it's not a cheat code. It's just training. We
Right.
gotta, no matter what we do. I still need training. As much as I train, you're never at a limit.
Mm,
Everything limitless. Well, limitless. Let's say.
okay. What would is there something you would like to, how can I say, like, is there a goal or something you haven't set in the future that you would want to experience or try or, be part of with your art?
I would like to do. There's a couple things to do. I would want to do. Like, I want to hit the Olympics.
Okay.
Do the Olympics. So maybe that's a goal. Yeah, well, that's a goal that I'm training for. But
Mm.
full body contortionism it gets deep. It gets deep. So why stop with the arms? Let's go to the legs. Let's twist our frame. Let's twist our.
Mm.
Let's twist. Let's keep going.
Right. Right.
So
Wow. Okay. Got you. Another thing I like to ask is what for the future generation, of dancers or bone breakers, what is something you would like to leave them with? Like if you were to just, you could share a message with them, what's something you would want them to know?
just be yourself, man. You don't have to emulate everybody. You can aspire to be like somebody, but with that, always try to be yourself within your dance because we have too much copycats. We
Mm.
have, we don't have. I mean, I do see people emulating you, Jay. I ain't gonna lie. Some people, I don't
Who,
know.
who's that? Who's that? Who's that? No, I'm just playing. I don't know. I'm just all good.
Hey, but yeah, be yourself. Like we have people like Jay, talented Jay, animated Jay.
Hey.
He's true to himself, so that's why we connect on the level that we are at. At we, uh, that we at right now.
Mhm.
Hey, I speak two languages, so bear with me.
Oh, you do? No, what's the other language?
Patois,
Patois. Oh, wow.
that's
Okay.
for it,
Got you. Okay. Got you. Got you.
and a little bit of French.
Hey, you gotta go to. Have you been to Paris?
Yeah, that's another. That's for another live, maybe one day. I don't want to get too deep into it.
Got you. Got you. Okay. All right. And then I was gonna just say again for people here, just reminding people that you are gonna be teaching classes online. Is there anything you would like people to know about your classes, or get kind of giving people a heads up about them?
Uh, Everything is simple, straightforward. You have your beginner, you have your intermediate, you have your advanced, like I just showed you. The beginner level, we're gonna start with just basic stretching if you want to get into it, and then you have your advanced, intermediate stretching. So after like a couple sessions in the beginner, unfortunately, it's gonna take a couple. Unless you're already at the intermediate level, then we could process faster. So it's 40-minute sessions, for the beginner, 30 for the intermediate, and the advanced would be like 20. And the intermediate would be just like freestyling within your breaks to get it loose. Then the advanced is the technique of break.
Mm.
For example,
Mm-hmm.
let's say you're already at intermediate level. We could do this all day to a beat. Let's do this all day to a beat. This is just to stretch you out.
Mm.
You just stretch it out.
Mm.
Now the technique part is
Mm. Oh, okay.
it's a lot to go over, but that's just the beginner level, and then it gets deeper and deeper. Um, Shout out to the students that's just started to dance. Shout out to everybody that's watching this live. I'm your boy, Be Less, Boneless. Thanks for having me, Jay.
Yes,
But
sir, Boneless. Thank you for, taking time and sharing about, your journey a little bit and just, how your approach to it.
hey,
I appreciate your
you
creativity,
know,
you
you
know.
can't. I appreciate your creative energy as well. You can't explain a journey all in one. The experience happens through your dance. So if you pay attention, you'll see the rugged, the attitude, the
Mm,
pain, and that's how we as artists explain ourselves or express ourselves. So I'll continue to express myself. Maybe I can't do it verbally, but I will do it artfully or artistically.
right, right, right. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, yeah.
All
So
right.
I wish I could have explained more, but a lot of grief in it. This is art, so we're passionate,
Mm-hmm.
and artists are usually introverted. So this is a
Yeah.
step on for me.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate you, Boneless, for taking this time. And, if you're ever in California, let me know, because that's where I'm based right now. So it'll be
Oh,
great to
oh yeah,
meet
you
in
was in
person.
LA.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And you're in New York, correct?
Yeah, New York, New York, New York,
Got
New York,
What was
Manhattan.
that? Manhattan.
Yeah,
Got you.
but I'm from Brooklyn, so shout out the whole flexing scene because they originated in Brooklyn, and a lot of stuff originated in the Bronx, which I'm not too far from. This whole genre of dance that we do, such as hip hop, b-boying, it originated in the Bronx, but that's a different story for a different day.
Yes, sir. All right, Boneless. Well, I hope the rest of your day's calm, man.
Hey, it's 8 o'clock over here.
Well, I hope the rest of your night is calm. Hope the rest of your night.
All right, I see you, Jay.
All
Appreciate it.
right. Take care. Take care.